Hello everyone, Isdek here, and I've decided to create a brand new channel for Granturismo Sport as I feel like there hasn't been enough content going around, so I decided to do it myself. So that's why I decided to make a brand new channel for you guys all to enjoy. Today we'll be racing at Bathurst in Group 4 cars. I'll be choosing the Viper for this, but I've done no practice, so we're just gonna have to see how this goes and hope for the best. So as I start here on my first lap, and I'll make a complete mess of it already. I have no idea what I'm doing. So by the time I get to my first lap, we get a 2:16. Absolutely terrible. Anyways, on to the race, and we are going to be starting in position 17. As I might have said already, I can't remember. I'm in the Viper, so I saw it on the top of the list, the charts for the best times this week, so I decided to use it anyways. So the aim of the race today, we're going to be doing 3 races today, and the aim is just to keep it clean and move up the order and see how well we can do. And maybe try to get a race victory if it's possible. I'm not sure if we'll be able to with the lack of qualifying practice, but we're going to give it a shot anyways. So here we go. Behind this Bugatti Veyron, really good top speed, so it's going to be very hard to overtake him. So we're really going to have to put in the laps and make it work, as he's already getting away, which is pretty unfortunate since I have done absolutely no practice. But we move anyways, and to go into the second corner, well technically the first corner of the lap, but second corner, not doing the worst. So as we skip down forward to the first lap, we're just behind the Bugatti, catching up the pack as everyone seems to squeeze together. As one person makes maybe a slight mistake, they all bundle up. So as me and the Bugatti just go quite wide through there, should be taking a much tighter line, still giving us a chance anyways, but this Veyron is extremely fast down the straight, so it might take us a while to get close up to him for a move. Me still trying to keep it safe though, not make any mistakes. So as we maybe put our nose up here, see what we can see, and we decide to back down, but still making contact as still new to this track or this fence. It's my first day on. Pretty poor by me though, as we make a mistake and we could get overtaken here, but as I skipped forward we didn't. But anyways, so we go past the Spaniard here. It's the first overtake of the day, and he made a slight error. I'm not quite sure if that was him or if it was someone else ahead that caused him to hit the wall. But anyways, still trying to make a move on this Bugatti here. Still proving to be tough this track, because it's very tight around a lot of the corners. The main places to overtake is really the straights, as with most tracks it is, but still very hard to even get a nose in front anywhere around these corners. Still, the Bugatti makes a mistake, and that's exactly what we were looking for, just to hold back and hope someone makes a mistake and then advance through the gaps like that. Now as we fast forward down just a few corners, and there is an Italian who hits the wall and spins out. I'm not quite sure if that was him or someone else. Couldn't get quite a good look at it. Anyways, we fast forward a few corners ahead, and another mistake. I couldn't quite see who that was. But anyways, we move up into 13th and looking good so far, as there is an M4 BMW behind us. As he goes for the move, I didn't quite read it. Just trying to do 2 things at once. Pretty poor by me. Still, I didn't expect him to go for the move, but still, that's racing. Should have expected it. But anyways, back into P14 to make a few more moves and get back in. So as we enter the exit to long straight, the M4 goes pretty wide and hits the wall, and we make a bit of contact, unfortunately, but still behind him, but not making too much of a difference. So as the M4 gets pretty wild around here, I don't know what's happening. As we enter the corner, I'm still shocked how we didn't even make contact with that. And it is a Veyron, German Veyron, that goes back ahead of us. And will he manage to? Yes, he managed to stay ahead. So still a lot of work to do in this race. Back into P14, lap 3. The thing about Veyron, the Veyrons, they can hold you up a lot during the corners, and they'll enter the race if you don't pass them out. But that's to say, they're not a bad car. As he makes a mistake and I go back up into 13th. They're not a bad car, they're pretty good down here if you just use them right. Skipping forward to lap 5, as we have a Mustang and a WRX Subaru ahead, and an Atenza behind us, just trying to shield off against him. And as we go into turn 1, he decides to back off, but I go very wide and end up causing myself a position here. So I did not make the same mistake as last time with M4, but I made a different mistake by going too wide. So both places can see 2 positions, but still in P14 as we gain other places in other positions. So now still trying to keep with him, getting away a bit from a bad entry to that corner. As we skip forward a little bit, as the Atenza has caught up to the pack ahead, and just me just staying behind hoping that they make a mistake. As it's not them, it's me who makes the mistake, unfortunately. Pretty frustrating as well. I had a feeling I might have got a penalty for that from a track limit or a wall collision. I wasn't quite sure, but as it says there, it was a track limit. As if you hit the grass on that corner, or if you hit it too tight, you can get a penalty, which I think is quite harsh. But anyway, as we take it, it doesn't seem to be too big of a deal, thankfully, since they're about 9 seconds behind. Pretty big cushion anyways, which is, I'm pretty thankful for that. So as we skip forward again to lap 7, we just enter this corner and down for the long straight, and we can see there's a penalty ahead, and I believe it's from the red Mustang. I'm not sure how long the penalty is, but I'm guessing it's a half second by the amount of time we spent. So anyways, as we approach the Mustang, hopefully we can try get a move down here, as we get coming up against him pretty fast. Still trying to keep it safe, as the Mustang makes the corner, me being maybe a bit aggressive on the brakes and losing out because I had to back down a bit, maybe too much. But anyway, it's still fine, still P14. Last lap, anything can happen. As we enter the last corner and into the last lap, just trying to make something happen, but also staying with the pack ahead. So just trying to play these corners safe and make sure I don't make any mistakes. It's not the worst performance so far. So skip forward to the end of the straight and into this corner here. These cars decide to pile up here from the constant defending they're doing, and we're just trying to stay with them here and hope we can make something out of this. So me still trying to stay with this Mustang, and hopefully I can get past him. It's still gonna be tricky as I'm catching up to him, having to back off a little bit there. Luckily he hits the wall, and we get away with a P13 and a bit of luck there as came our way. And now it's just time to catch the WRX. So we really need to get going here and try catch him down the straight, but still not in slipstream distance, so I'm not quite sure how we're going to do this. So anyways, gradually but surely catching up, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to make it there in time, which I know we won't, but I'm talking about by the last corner, maybe catch up to him and get a move done. As I go maybe a little bit deep into the corner, but still making it out. And just up ahead, I can see there's a car gone off the track with yellow flags. And it's a Scirocco, and thankfully puts me up into 12th position and end up finishing 12th. Not a bad performance from the first race, as well as we had a few mistakes, and also the fact that we had a penalty too, so not too bad. 12th position in the end, 5 positions gained. Still pretty disappointed with the performance, even though it was +5. But anyways, as we move on to the next race, just before we end up gaining 2.5 seconds on our qualifying time. So anyways, on to the next race. Seems to be a more or less familiar lineup, but this time we're in P15. Two Vipers ahead, same car as mine, so we'll see how we compare against them, and hopefully we can do something better this race, maybe get a higher position, maybe into the top 10. So same game plan again this time, just going to try play it safe, get a few moves done, hopefully others make mistakes, and we can hopefully benefit from that. As the race gets underway, just a few corners down the line, we meet up with the two Vipers and get stuck in with the pack. Just hoping one of them maybe gives me space, or I can get a move on one of them, but it looks pretty unlikely, especially since there isn't much space to work with. If I have a little bit of a moment there, just going outside the white line and clipping that can really mess up your stability. So as we skip a little bit forward again, have a huge moment this time and end up hitting the wall, and also the car behind hits into me because of it, and I believe that's because I changed my brake balance to +3 instead of 0, so I did not anticipate that, and when I should have. But surprisingly, it didn't make as much of a difference as I thought it would, because we're back up with the Vipers anyway, so they seem to be fighting away anyway, so we should be able to make a move soon, and just hope we can gather more positions as we go along. Still doing pretty well anyways here, so all we really need to do is just stay calm, keep focused, and just play it safe, and then we can get some moves done. Because sportsmanship is key, as one of the Viper goes off, so my work has paid off so far anyways. So now me thinking of this move, putting my nose ahead of the Spaniard and maybe going a bit too deep and pushing him off the track, and I felt that was probably my fault, so I decided to back off and try let him through. But unfortunately we've actually let quite a lot more cars than I thought we would let through. Just making sure he gets ahead, and away we go again, as the Mustang beside us thinks of going through, and he eventually does because of my lack of speed through the exit. So down into 17th place. Pretty disappointing so far, as we had made quite a jump on a lot of the drivers, but seem to be falling back on our tracks. But still something to gain here, and just trying to get past this Mustang and the two Vipers ahead. And I'm pretty sure I can, because I think I have the skill to, and I hope I can really turn on when I need to. As the brake balance is there again, not doing me justice, but the M4 driver has just tapped me into the wall, and unfortunately it's more bad luck, as I'm now in dead last. Really not where I thought I'd be by lap 2 anyways. But anyways, still we're in a large group, so we still have a great chance to make something happen. And at the moment during this race I was pretty frustrated, as the luck was not falling my way, but I still told myself we need to keep focused and just plenty of racing left to go, and we can do something about this. As the M4 brakes very early, he closed the door on me. No, I wasn't really happy about that, but I'll give it to him, as he might have been defending from the Viper, as the Viper might have broke early, and me going up the inside, and he's pushed me off the track. And then it was about this point where I got really frustrated, and now in dead last again. Well, I was still in dead last the whole time, maybe until the Viper passed him out, but that was only for a brief amount of time. So now it's gone from bad to worse, and really now I'm just focusing on hopefully I can catch the pack by the end of the race. As a person in P15, one of the Vipers, made a mistake. I'm not quite sure how, but anyways, it's one position back, and by lap 5, somehow, with about 4 laps still to go, we managed to catch up to the pack. So not as slow as I thought it was, with only 2 qualifying laps down. And this was at the middle of the night, or like after like 12 o'clock, so I wouldn't say the standard was extremely high, but still pretty high, probably better than most players, if I do say so myself. But anyways, as we go into the final corner of lap 5, entering lap 6, the Ferrari doesn't get the best of exit, and we just tap him. Unfortunately, we could have got the move done there if I was a bit more clever. Now, entering the first corner of lap 6, the Ferrari getting a poor exit, and me blocked in here, decide to take a trip to the grass, trying to be clever about it, and luckily for me, with a bit of skill it worked, just about, and I'm back into P14, just trying to chase down the Ferrari now, and trying to work my way back up the pack. So pretty decent move. I was pretty thrilled with that move anyway, so delighted just to get it done and settle back into the pack and hopefully get some more moves down. As the German driver makes another mistake, or as I should say, makes a mistake, and we benefit again, so the luck is maybe start turning around now as we are into 13th place on lap 6. Still this Ferrari to deal with though, it's not going to be easy, as it's quite hard to navigate your way around this track, as all the bends are very tight and require an extreme amount of skill just to get them right every time, which I often don't, unless I've done a lot of practice, which I do a lot of practice most weeks, but fortunately this week I didn't have enough time because of other reasons. So anyways, we get a good run down the exit there, and we're just alongside with the Ferrari, just hoping we can get the move done down here, as we are gradually edging our way up to the Ferrari's nose. But I think we have the right to the corner, so we decide to go for it anyways, and just trying to find our braking zone. The Ferrari goes a bit deep, and we manage to get the switcheroo around him. But can we stick it? Yes, we can stick it. I'm pretty proud of that one as well, as we maintained our main focus of the race, which was to keep it clean and not force our way through it, and it's exactly what we did there. So now up to lap 8, the final lap, still in 12th. Me still focused on this Mustang ahead, seeing if we can get 11th place. But we still have this Ferrari behind us to deal with, and he is closing up fast, so just hoping that we can do something about it. And I made a bit of contact there. I'll probably say that was my fault, just because maybe didn't give him the space. But anyways, down to 13th again. Not the biggest deal in the world. It's one place. I'm sure we can definitely gain that back. But as I was talking, the Mustang made a slight error, and the Ferrari right on his rear now gives us the chance to try catch both of them up and maybe get past both of them. Just got to keep it clean with a decent amount of pace. And as the Ferrari goes for the move, he pushes the Mustang off, and now we're into P12, but going for another move here with the outside, and we just can't get it done. Still playing it safe, but going down the inside here of the Ferrari, and he's pushed us nearly into the wall. So a bit of desperate defending by the Ferrari, but still keeping our cool, just waiting for this, one of the last main corners, or last main straights of the race, and hoping we can get him down this straight. as this is going to be our best chance of the race. So about halfway down the straight, catching up nicely, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, because we're going to be trying to get him down the braking point. But as I'm a very foolish person, I just couldn't see the corner. But funny enough, it hasn't mattered anyways, because the Ferrari, the British driver's absolutely bottled it there, and he's handed us P11. Me now checking down the final corner if there's any loose Scirocco's around, and unfortunately there's not. But still, 11th place, still pretty decent from the fact that we recover from last place. So the fact of the matter, I think this is probably the better result than the last one, even though it was around the same position, but this one was a bit harder, more hard work. So anyways, 11th place, not bad. So 4 positions gained here. Not as good as the last one, but because the last one was 5, but still I think it was still the better race. Now on to the last and final race of the night, and this time it looks all familiar, but in fact we're starting 4th, and you may see I have a much better time in the 212s, and that's for the fact I improved it. So unfortunately I didn't get the clip because I forgot to record it, which is typical of a new YouTuber, but anyways, it's fine, because at least you get to see the last race. So 3 laps in qualifying, getting a 2 minutes 12, I think that's pretty decent by my standards anyways. But still, I would have hoped I would have got a better time, but anyways. So as the race begins, the main focus now is just try get into the podium position and try to work our way up to the top and maybe get a victory. As the Mustang goes off, a big mistake there, and we're already into the podium spot, so one of our prayers has already been answered by the first corner. Still not so sure how that happened. He probably missed his braking zone, or his braking point, but anyways, up into 3rd, as we're now tailgating this Greek driver in the Ferrari, just hoping we can try get past him. We're showing some decent pace, but still trying to keep it clean and show some sportsmanship, as we clip that outside of the white line again. Been doing that a few times these last 3 races, unfortunately, but still not a massive difference made, but it still is a few tens, unfortunately. But as long as we keep with the pack up front, we should be okay and be getting closer to securing the 3rd place. So hitting a tight line there, pretty happy with that one. And as we enter this corner, the Ferrari goes pretty deep and nearly hits the wall, and then clips this wall, and now we are back on his rear. But unfortunately there wasn't enough space and enough time before the corner, so we couldn't make a move there. But as we exit this corner, thinking of a move here, maybe down the straight, and he got a better exit than me, but it shouldn't matter too much as we have the slipstream and he doesn't, so we're going to see what we can do here. As I'm closing up the Ferrari, and by the braking point I couldn't get it done, and as you might have seen there, the video clip skipped a bit. I'm not sure why that happened, but anyways, we'll just continue. We didn't really miss too much, so it should be fine anyways. I'm sorry for that anyways, but let's continue the race anyways. So still behind the Greek driver, seems to be the better driver I think, because if I just disclude his mistakes, he seems to be the better driver, as he gets a better exit than me there. But still maybe hoping I can maybe get him down the straight, but I'm not sure there'll be enough time. And as we can see ahead, the Italian driver up front, the Viper, has gained a bit of a gap, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to catch him. But into this corner anyways, the Ferrari goes pretty deep again, but not deep enough for me to make a move, as I gained a little bit of time. Just seeing what I can do up this corner, just making sure I don't make any mistakes and keep in distance with the Ferrari. Now, on his rear, closer than ever, I decided to back out a little bit in case I cause a crash. Just trying to be safe. And just trying to give the Greek driver his respect that he deserves. So going into this corner, just making sure I don't do anything silly, and just clipping those apexes, just hoping that I can keep it clean. So into this corner, seeing if he'll make a mistake this time on lap 2, and he doesn't make a mistake this time, but maybe goes a little bit wide than he would have hoped. And he's clipped that corner once again though. It's 2 laps in a row. So maybe I could make a move if he keeps doing that all night, as I suppose the race is in the night, and it was night time when I recorded this. But anyways, so he got another good exit again, but I think it's a good exit, but as well as probably not the best exit for me. And coming down to the end of the straight, we'll see if we can get a move down here. Entering this little corner here, and braking, probably not best, but the best positioning on the track for entering the corner. But I still wasn't sure if I could have missed my braking point, so I just tried to play it safe there. Probably not the best thing I could have done. And as we skip ahead here to midway through lap 3, he's gained a bit of a gap on us, as he seemed to get his rhythm back together. And going into this corner again on the 3rd lap, and he's made another mistake, nearly going onto the grass there. And I hit that corner well, but maybe too well, as I get a 1 second penalty. And unfortunately that is a cause, because sometimes if you hit that corner too well, too close to the wall, it thinks you hit the grass. Well, you technically do hit the grass, I think, so it gives you a track limits penalty. And now just taking our penalty there, full 1 second. So we were 2.5 seconds ahead of the Ferrari in 4th, and as it goes down to 1, and even below that, I'm not so sure if I'll be able to make this corner without them passing me out. As I enter the corner, we just about managed to stay ahead, thankfully. So now just trying to get away from the Ferrari. Now as we enter the first corner on the 4th lap, Ferrari getting very close and making a good job of his opportunity, as now he's going for the move, and he seems to be quite fast from what I'm seeing, especially behind me. And this is the problem when you get a penalty. Sometimes you can give other drivers opportunities to maybe get ahead of you, and as I go into this corner, I make a good job of holding my position around the long way around, so pretty good, as the video skips forward again, unfortunately. And he goes for the move, which I wasn't quite happy about, since I thought wasn't enough space for a move. But anyways, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, as I tap him there by mistake. So just trying to hold my position through the corner. I still managed to stay ahead, and by this corner here I managed to decide to cut him off, just to keep my position. As I go into this tight corner, just making sure there's no space there for him to go through, and he's trying to go up the corner again, outside, but can't find a way to do that. So just making sure, keeping it safe, not going out of the racing line, and I'm rewarded with the 3rd place. And as we skip ahead to lap 8, that was actually the last piece of action we had, maybe the whole race. So I got so bored I decided to go into cockpit view just for this last straight and the last part till the finish line, as I make a good entry and exit there in my opinion, showing that I can do this in cockpit view. But still, I wouldn't be near as fast as the outside view on the bonnet. But as we make a complete mess of that apex, we still managed to come in for the podium, and by far the best lap, or not lap, the best race of the day. And as we end this video, the last race, we get a P3 on the podium. So I think that's a good way to end maybe this first video. So happy with this performance, pretty decent, as we get the reward for 3rd place for our good racing, as we only gained 1 position this time, but it's the 1 position that makes the difference for the podium, as we started P4. So that's going to be the end of the video, guys. I'm gonna thank you guys. This is my first video, so I'm trying my best to get this content out for you guys. So I would appreciate maybe if you would like and subscribe. You don't have to, it's just a suggestion. If you like it, you should maybe like it. Even if you don't like, you can dislike it. Just I care about your opinion, so yeah. And if you want to say anything down in the comments, you can comment down below too. I'll read your comments, I'll reply. So thank you anyways, and goodbye.